Welcome, everyone. My name is reminisce. My pronouns are she, her, and I am on the unceded Algonquin Anishinaabe territory, also known as Chelsea, Quebec. And I am thrilled to be here with my wonderful co-facilitator and our special guest, ADAM Guzman-Poole. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thanks, Renee. I am Sarah Ann Atkinson, and I am a yoga teacher, yoga tune-up teacher, Thai masseuse, somatic sex educator, and an ecstatic goddess. I go by she or they, and I live in the unceded territory of Algonquin, Wendat, and Anishinaabe people, also known as Ottawa.
Thank you, Sarah. And we are talking today about the practice number 8, which is gratitude and prosperity. Very excited about this. It's a huge practice. And I would love to start it off with something special, actually. So, Sarah, shall you kick us off?
Absolutely. First, I'll let you know that next week is week 9, the last week of our deep dive. We're going into altruism. And that will actually be a turn of the table where I'm getting interviewed by Brian Tohana and Renee Michaud. So see you there next week for our last week. And right now, I'd like to invite us all into a popcorn style gratitude practice for 2 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
I am grateful for laughter.
I was going to say that. So, also grateful for humor.
I'm grateful for new beginnings.
I'm grateful for self-compassion.
I'm grateful for new friendships.
I'm grateful for spirit and talking.
I'm grateful for learning new navigation through technology and how to find connection in this pandemic world.
I'm grateful for all the viewers of this video. I'm grateful for you both and everyone that's actually made these 9 pillars happen. Thank you.
Grateful for our guests, whom without we would not have much to say. So thank you for accepting to be so generous with your time and wisdom.
I'm grateful for feeling so supported in my life, not only in this project, but in spiritual community, in conscious community, and family and friends.
Grateful for life.
I'm grateful for mistakes and bouncing back with grace.
I'm grateful for Post-its.
Who's not? I'm grateful for generosity.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful way to restart the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, if we could say the reason we're so giggly is this is kind of take 2 of this episode. We almost finished the entire video for you all and realized that we weren't recording. So we're here at the top. We've had the chance to get to know each other and talk about gratitude and prosperity, and we're doing it all over again so that we can share it. So that's why we're just kind of that giggly.
We had so much to be grateful for. We just had to do it again.
It was really good. It'd be better the second time.
Yeah, awesome. So, Adam, please tell us and the viewers more about yourself, all the different parts that make you up, your story, who you are personally, professionally, socially. We want to get to know you.
Thank you. I want to get to know you folks as well. My name is ADAM Guzman-Poole. I was born in Canada, raised in the Philippines, half Venezuelan, but now I live here in the unceded territory of Algonquin people over in Carp. And yeah, very grateful to be here. Who am I? I'm a lot of things. personally, I'm a human being on a mission to serve, to love, to do my best to make this world a better place, one day, one step, one moment at a time. And professionally, I am a few things as well, aren't we all? I'm a youth worker, a storyteller, and on my way to be a psychotherapist. And those are some of the different hats I wear. Yeah, but all in all, mostly it's all about bringing the love and bringing the spirit and being of service. So.
Thank you so much. This week, you are here to talk to us about the pillar of gratitude and prosperity. And so I'm wondering how this became significant in your life, how you came to practice it as a vocation.
Gratitude has always been a pillar that I've definitely carried with me. I think it's been a bit of an intuitive knowing of just carrying this sense of thankfulness within my being, just because it became a vocation through that that knowing how interconnected we are within all things and all of life. And when we realize our dependence on life, our dependence on one another, on nature, it's like we can't breathe without the help of something else. Right? We need trees, we need carbon dioxide, we need everything. Is like all of life happens through this shared and collective process. And just knowing that makes you humble. And like with that humility, you just have to say thank you. And so, and as well as I've being indigenous myself to Venezuela and connected to the indigenous communities up here in North America, it's a fundamental practice of living and being is gratitude. And my elders always said that you wake up and you give thanks for the day, you give thanks to the Creator, you give thanks to all that is, because there's always something to be grateful for.
Well said. Adam, out of curiosity, can you tell us more about the feather that you hold?
Ah, yeah, this is a golden eagle feather, and like it's a tool, like everything. You're an artist, you have your tools that help you paint, or sorry, I don't know if you're a painter, you say you're a poet. But like an artist, yeah, like we have our tools that help us do things, and this is a spiritual tool, and it helps with a number of things. But one of the things that it does is it energetically, it helps one connect to spirit and speak from that place, right? So because the eagle flies close to the heavens, so it brings us closer. So I felt if I was speaking, I wanted to speak from that place.
It's beautiful. Because we're all sharing this new experience of the pandemic and distancing, what do you think are some of the major barriers that people are facing with having a gratitude practice right now and seeing prosperity around them?
It's sometimes hard to be grateful when you're flooded with fear. And I think that is one of the with this pandemic, I think that's this is like the most dangerous thing is fear. Beyond all things, like it's not like we need to be conscious about the virus, but fear is the thing that we need to be extra vigilant against. And and that's why I think that, I mean, we need a gratitude mask, right? Like to protect us, because that energy is just out there in the world, and it it's something to be cautious of, right? About really cautious of that, because that when we're surrounded in fear, we don't make the best decisions. We don't act the greatest. We don't act as compassionate. We don't act as loving. We're more uh, we're more self-serving, right? Because like that's like when we're in the fight or flight response, it is like uh, fight, flight, or freeze. So it's like I'm either gonna fight you, I'm gonna run away, and but it's also just we're just really self-centered, right?
Mhm. Survival versus thrival.
Exactly. So I think that um, that's probably the biggest thing that we all have to be cautious of. And but with that, like with that awareness of we need to be uh, well, that's the hindrance is fear. The antidote,
Mm.
the antidote is the exact same thing, right? Like because the opposite, right? So it's like it's the thing that keeps us from doing it, it
Mm.
is fear. What we need to consciously bring it into our awareness to um, to use it to mitigate that fear. And when we know that, like, hey, like it's not good to feel afraid. No one likes feeling afraid, but when we know um, that that this skill and this tool, this pillar, as we put it here, will protect us. Right? We're so people are so vigilant about washing their hands, about
Mm.
putting on masks. We need to be just as vigilant as being conscious about what are we thinking, and what are we feeding, and like and being super conscious about being grateful, because the more that we're grateful, the more that gratitude grows. The more that we're afraid, the more fear grows. So we need to be conscious and we need to be vigilant.
On that note, I'm wondering if you can describe to us why you personally believe it's more effective than or more needed than ever um, to practice this pillar during pandemic times, how that can look to cultivate a practice of gratitude and how that can affect society.
Mm. Yeah, we're in an awakening, and we're in a very shaky time. And so, and in that challenge, I believe that it's really important for us to rise to that challenge. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy, but when we can, gratitude makes it a lot easier. You know, gratitude when we can
Mm.
look when we can look at challenges with a grateful perspective, and knowing that, oh, this is a gift for me,
Mm.
we're able to meet the challenge in
Right.
front of us,
You
right?
spoke earlier about this idea that we resonate at a vibration and what that can do in our consciousness, and then sort of what the practice of gratitude does to that
Mm.
emittance.
Yeah. So on a on a personal level, we're admitting a vibration. And, like our bodies are beacons, and we're putting off of an energetic vibration out into the universe. You may have noticed, if you're having a good day, just more good things start happening to you, right? Because it's like literally you're becoming a magnet. And so it's that consciousness of like, okay, like I'm being a magnet and I'm admitting into this frequency into the world right now. What am I going to admit? And if we can hold that conscious practice of gratitude within our hearts, we're admitting that into the world and creating more of that. And there's been lots of different studies about mass scale meditations, mass scale prayers, and like how they have significantly affected crime rates. It's a um, there's a there's a really cool study. This is well, it yeah, it's kind of gratitude-ish, but more about like us like vibrating into, and it happened in 1991, and it happened in Washington D.C. And there was a group of about 2,000 meditators. There were 10 meditators, and the leader of this group said he claimed that he could get a group of meditators to reduce violence in Washington D.C. by 20% just by meditating, and uh, and he wanted to study it. He challenged some scientists. He said, "We can do this." And when the police chief heard this, he said, "The likelihood of you reducing violence by 20% is this we have the same chance as having snow in July." So not very likely. But they did the study and they said, "Okay, let's do it." So for 2 months, these meditators for I think it was an hour a day. They meditated. It was 2 hours a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, with the conscious intention of bringing that vibration. Sure enough, 21% and like 7 reduction of violence happened within the period of 2 months, while there was already a crime spree. So that's the power. That's the power that we have just in thought alone. So I think a lot of people feel so powerless in these times, right? And
Disempowered. Yeah.
so they, when we can realize that we can take the power back, and gratitude is a foundation. You know, when we can grab gratitude and grab it, and it brings us away from fear and brings us into this moment, and then we can vibrate, and then we can create from that higher vibration.
So it sounds like meditation is maybe one form of gratitude. I'd love to hear more about that and other ways that people can practice gratitude in a practical sense.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that meditation is it can be a gateway into gratitude. When we're present, we realize, oh, look, I have so much to be grateful for. There's always, like, no matter where we are in our lives, whatever, there's always something to be grateful for. There's an old proverb, and it goes, "I cursed the man that had, I cursed the Lord that I had no shoes, and then I turned to and saw a man with no feet." So there's like, no matter where we are, right? There's always, we have that gateway. And so I think that to cultivate gratitude is just like consciously just looking at what we have. There's very simple ways to do that. And I think one of the greatest ways to do that is beginning our days and ending them with Thanksgiving, and really just consciously making that a habit of the first thing that you do when you wake up, giving thanks for this day, giving thanks for the sun that's shining over you, and giving thanks for your body, whatever it is, no matter what, even if there are ailments, giving thanks to the parts that are working well, and giving thanks for the parts that are going to be working well, and giving thanks in advance. And so and then ending your day in the very similar way, looking for those good moments. And I really, I think that Sarah, you should jump in on this, because Sarah has a beautiful story of gratitude. When I heard it, I said, "Oh my God, why are you interviewing me? You should, you should."
Right. So before I knew happiness habits, I knew that, okay, my reality, the truth I'm believing, I'm suffering, and this sucks. How do I start thinking thoughts that are actually going to give me a reality in which I feel safe, I feel loved, I feel supported? Well, it turns out you actually have to say those things to yourself over and over again. And I was living out west, let's say 8-10 years ago, was very chronically depressed. I engaged in gratitude in sort of two different ways. One, my friend said photography, just take pictures of things throughout the day that you find beautiful. Your eye will look around and capture that. I'm like, okay. Well, someday when I'm feeling really, really sad, I'll go back through those photos and I'll be like, oh my God, I saw that and I went there, and I can feel the presencing of what those nature photography experiences brought me. So that was like opening the door to what does it mean to even take moments throughout the day to be grateful. And then after that, someone invited me to say 3 things every day that I'm grateful for. And some days those 3 things would be like a hell of an effing struggle. It was like, I'm grateful that it's only raining a medium amount. Or I'm grateful that these old boots, they're almost done and they've served me well. Or I don't know, I'm grateful I get to lay at home in my bed all day. I'm grateful I can feel pain. Like all of a sudden, then there'd be some days where that 3 things became 10 things. And I realized, oh, that's a lot easier. But it was the habitual trying out different practices, different ways. Maybe it was being grateful around food, or being grateful with photography, or my thoughts, doing it in the morning and evening, however you suggested. And it always felt like work in the beginning. And then there was one time where, oh, now it's not so hard. And then the next time it's not so hard. And that kind of, then I reaped the rewards of like, if I can say 10 things easily, I bet you I could go on for a lot longer. And it kept opening my horizon for what I truly had to be freaking grateful for in this world.
Mm.
Thank you for asking me.
No, thank you for sharing. Like, that's why I said we should interview.
Yeah, and Renee, I'm curious also, with like both of us sharing, maybe you can share ways in which you engage in gratitude and prosperity.
Mm-hmm. The most recent thing that I did that was really profound around gratitude came as an invitation from a friend, a fellow artist and poet named Brienne, and she asked me to write 100 things that I was grateful for, and to take my time and to send it back to her when it was done. And that was during the pandemic, sometime late summer. And I started. I thought, yeah, this is awesome. And I would have to pause. I would get to whatever 20 things, and I'm like, okay, I think that's all I have right now. And then fast forward weeks later, I'd go, okay, I'm going to go back to this. And I would keep building and keep building. And it took a bit of time, but eventually I got to 100. And then I printed that off and I taped it next to my bedside so that I see it when I wake up and I see it when I go to bed. And I start reading it and I'm like, oh, wow. Yes. Yep. 100 things. There's probably way more. And I think like the more you do it, the more you see. So yeah, that's my
I
latest
love that
practice.
idea of having the visual representation of it, because even just seeing it and reading it again, I can see you light up. I can see like that it's bringing you gratitude right here and now, and that's a past experience. So it is like cultivating that. Even going there as a memory is like, yeah, there is so much to be grateful for. And then our mindset just softens and opens and sees 20 more things. And then later we come back and there's 5 more things.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so that's something I love to share to anyone who's watching. If you've never done it, I'm passing on Brienne's invitation to you. Try writing down 100 things and take your time, but you'll get there.
Mhm.
Thanks so much for being on the episode today, Adam. I'm really great to have met you twice. And I'd love to get to know, how can people contact you as well. We're going to check in about that offering that you're going to be bringing during this week.
Mm. So you can contact me. You can find my writings on. Notice I have a following on Facebook, so you can just find me on Adam Guzman-Poole on Facebook, and also my website is adamguzmanpoole.wixsites.com. Yeah.
We'll have it in the show notes for anyone who does want to get a hold of you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And please do, folks, if you feel deeply connected to Adam, reach out, say hello, say thank you, be grateful, ask how you can get involved and follow his art and his work. On that note, Adam, is there anything else that you want to leave viewers with about gratitude and prosperity that we haven't touched on?
Mm. I'd say it's really important to be grateful for your food, to just really be mindful of our food, the water, the things that bring us life, right? I think it's something that is very often overlooked, but it's like, well, these things are giving us life, and they're living beings, and just that consciousness to give up that gratitude for that.
Yeah, you don't have to be religious to take prayer or say thank you before consuming water, food, putting things into our body. Like, I love that invitation to folks. Just next time you're taking a snack or a sip of water, just take a moment also to be like, I'm grateful for this.
Mhm. Yeah, well, like when you think of it, it's it it is alive, right? It's like a living thing, right? Food is alive, right? So, and so, like, so is water, right? And it's just like, wouldn't you like it to, like, when someone does something nice for you, don't you like saying thanks? Like when someone says thank you. Like, yeah.
So, Adam, if you can just let us know maybe a little bit of information, a teaser of what the event is that you'll be offering this week.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a set of practices of how do you actually turn gratitude into a habit? How can you actually, we talked about gratitude, the benefits of it, and all the goodness, but how can you actually bring the energy of gratefulness into every moment of your life?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for bringing that forward to the community, for being featured as our interviewee on week 8 of Gratitude and Prosperity. And I'm grateful to have gotten to know you and share this interview with the YouTube world.
Grateful for you both, and grateful for all the viewers here watching this. And yeah, just super honored. So thank you both for taking the time to do this, for giving this offering to the community. The world is a better place because of you both. So thank you.
Same, right back at you. Thanks, Adam. To everyone watching, peace, love, stay happy.
I'd love to close this episode with a group hug. I recently learned this on a call. So basically, I invite you both to wrap your arms around you and give yourself a hug, and then extend your arms as if you're part of some neuroplasticity, neural connectivity. Feel the fingers wiggle a little bit, squeeze yourself a little tighter, sit up taller. Ah, I am grateful for feeling your energies today. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Mm.